Command, this is Alpha, requesting immediate fire mission marked on map. APC, 1 round, fire for effect.
All units advised, I cannot move quickly.
Force Arrowhead Radio is great for bringing an extra level of immersion and realism to games of Arma 3, so it's no surprise DGP uses it on our server all the time. Here's a quick start video to help you get yours set up. Force Arrowhead Radio is a little more fiddly to set up than all the other mods because it uses TeamSpeak as its base module. So make sure you have the most recent version of TeamSpeak installed and then come across to our webpage, which is www.drinkingandgaming.com. All the links will be in the description, but the reason you want to come here is under the game's Arma 3 server you'll find this section, Get in the Fight, and what it does is it tells you which version of Arrowhead Radio we're using at any one time. Now that's important because there are multiple versions available, so once you find which version we're using, come across to the second link in the description, which is the Task Force Arrowhead Radio webpage, find the correct version from the ones they have here, and then download. At the time that this video was made, the beta download was the one available on the workshop, but it's not the one we're using. So if you just download it straight through Steam, it won't work. Once you've got that downloaded, it'll open up like any other mod, and you want to drag it into wherever all of your other mods are installed. That's normally into the Arma 3 folder. Now what you need to do once you've done that is come across to TeamSpeak and install the plugin. Once that's done, that's effectively telling Task Force to talk to the mod within Arma and run when you open it up. Now, once you've done that, the way to check that it's installed correctly is come across to your TeamSpeak, come down to Tools and then to Options, and under the Add-ons tab on the left-hand side, come down and find it. It should say version 0.9.12 or whatever version you got from the website, and that it's enabled. If it's not enabled, enable it. If it's not there, then try again to get it all installed. Now, on the odd occasion, a couple of us have experienced that if we don't have TeamSpeak running before we start the Arma game client itself, not the launcher, just the game, that actually it doesn't want to play. So, just to be on the safe side, I'd start up TeamSpeak and get connected to our server. Again, details on our webpage before you start the game client. Now that you've done that, you're good to go. Now, once you're in the game, if in the bottom right-hand corner you keep seeing TeamSpeak pipe closed, it hasn't initialized correctly, go back, shut everything down, restart TeamSpeak, restart Arma, and hopefully that will work. Another way you'll hear that is the game will automatically switch you into the channel that we're in once you log in. Password for the channel's in the description. It's 12345. Okay, so now that you're in, you want to get your radio set up. You have two types of radio in Task Force Arrowhead Radio. Sorry, I keep saying Team Fortress for some reason. The first one in your inventory is this. It's the gem radio. When you log in, go to the arsenal, use your Windows key to open it up. It'll all be good to go. That's the one that you're after. Gem 1 radio. Once that's in your inventory, press Control P and that will bring up the radio itself. Now there's a couple of buttons we need to go through here. Mode is just whether or not you want your radio to come through speakers, you can see in the bottom right hand corner, or your headphones. I'd recommend headphones because speakers blats your radio traffic out to everyone around you. The additional channel thing doesn't seem to work. It looks like the idea is that you can broadcast on two channels at once, but if you change one, the other changes, so that doesn't seem to be working at the moment. Clear frequency just clears that so you can set what you need. And set frequency is once you've typed in here the frequency that you want, rather than just hitting enter, hit set frequency and that will set it. I'll take you through that in a second. You have various channels, up to 8 I believe. Yep, up to 8. That you can set, so you can very quickly switch between the two. And this Alt function, if you look at the bottom right hand corner, just allows you, if you have a headset that covers both ears, you can have the radio come out of left, right, or left and right ears only. The reason that's useful is if you have the radio in one ear and you've got a lot of people talking on local, you can kind of keep situational awareness. If you've got the radio through both ears and you've got people trying to talk to you in direct, and you've got the long range trying to talk to you, it gets really, really hectic. So I tend to set it up for one ear or the other. Now our standard radio frequency, unsurprisingly, is 420. If you want to go up a channel and then change it, now there's two ways to do this. You can either select it all, or you can go clear frequency and then type in the remaining. And our other frequency is 215. It does have decimals as well if you need decimals, but 215.0, when we set that, it's just going to go to 215. That's that done. Escape clears out of that, and now the last thing you want to do before you transmit this is go into your options, go to your controls, and in your bindings under the multiplayer, change your push to talk to something other than caps lock. Task Force Arrowhead Radio uses caps lock as its transmit key, so if you've also got group radio or local chat, you're going to be transmitting twice on this, effectively the same message. So mine is set to tab, so there's my direct communication there happening on the map. Caps lock is the radio there. We're now transmitting, as we can see, on channel 2, frequency 215. If I want to change that again, come down in channel, transmit again, all done. Okay, the other radio that's available is a long-range radio. Now, if you can see from my character, I've actually got a long-range radio on my backpack. You can kind of see the aerial stick up there. Now that is Alt-P, and you can see it's brought up a different radio. Now, pretty much exactly the same thing. The number buttons just switch you through the channels. Channel 1 on normal frequency is 86 for long range. Under channel 2, you want to set up 69 or equivalent. Yeah, I know. I mean, it had to happen, didn't it? So set frequency. There you go. We're set again. Same amount of controls, except you've kind of got a volume control on here, because obviously normally these don't do anything in the game. So that's now set up. The way you transmit on your long range radio is control caps lock. Different beep. Much longer range. Normally we use the gem radios for inter-squad or for squad communication, and the long range for inter-squad and talking to HQ, calling in fire support, giving sit reps and updates, etc. Now it's worth noticing that on the gem radio, your normal short range radio, the range is about 5 kilometers, and that's if you've got line of sight. If you start putting buildings, bad weather, hills, etc. in the way, that range will come down, and you'll hear the quality of the transmission that you're getting reduce as you increase the range, and obviously the other person's hearing that as well. The long range is much better. Well, I haven't tested the range, but you know, you can get kind of 10k I think on that one. So you've got a much better range with your long range radio, and it's much clearer through intervening terrain. I really hope that helps. Task Force Arrowhead Radio is something we love using. You're not required to use it on our servers unless we're doing ops nights, but in order to be added to us as a server member on the anti-Stasi public server, and therefore access to the better weapons, the better sights, the ones that are slightly rarer, we do ask that you use it. If there's any other questions, just drop into the Discord. Again, that's on our webpage. Ask one of the staff or one of the armor rolled people that are in there, and we'll do our best to help you out. Really looking forward to seeing you guys on the server. Keep drinking, keep gaming, stay safe.